Hi class, I hope that you're having a great day. I am filming this to give you a little help on research methods assignment. I see a lot of confusion while I'm grading it here, and I want to reiterate that you are making the effort. This is not something that you can learn overnight or in 1 week, and unfortunately we only get 1 week to cover research methods, so I will do my best to help you as much as I can individually and with this group video. Let's start with a theory and a hypothesis. Let's talk about the technical definitions and then what is being asked in this actual assignment. I did send a YouTube video. I played one in class as well, and we answered the thought question, what is a theory versus a hypothesis, because it is listed in your textbook, chapter 2. So make sure you go back to that. If you Google what is a theory versus a hypothesis, you'll get lots of different answers, like this one. It says that, where did it go? A theory is a system of explanations that ties together a whole bunch of facts. It not only explains those facts, but predicts what you ought to find from observation and experiments. Now, technically a hypothesis comes first. You make a hypothesis that is matter of fact, and I'm looking at the screen here, working with the hypothesis on many of your assignments. And then the theory is what I started driving at in your presentations yesterday. And the theory helps explain the why of this hypothesis, the why. It's not just a repeat of the hypothesis. And what I have asked you in class, and I'm asking you again on this video, is to go into a theory that includes one of the theories of psychology that we've learned about. Let's do an example together. If my hypothesis is that when someone smiles at an individual on the street, that individual will smile back 60% of the time. Notice I didn't say I, you, we, they. I kept it very matter of fact. Then I would say the theory to support testing this hypothesis is, and you could pick a theory, you could pick behaviorism, social psych, humanistic. Let's say you picked behaviorism because somebody picked behaviorism yesterday. The theory to support this hypothesis includes the theory of behaviorism and how behavior is conditioned. And so then you would talk about the conditioning of behavior. When Pavlov conditioned his rats, if this happens, then that happens. So if this independent variable, which is smiling, happens, then this behavior will happen. Smile back or not. It's dichotomous, one way or another. Do you want to say hi to my students? I'm giving them a video. This is Skylar. Okay, so the theory of behaviorism supports the hypothesis. Some studies only write about... I'm okay, sweetheart. Thank you. Do you need... Bye. Thank you. She's homesick. The theory oftentimes is only written about at the end of an article to explain what was found in the experiment, but what you are being asked to do is talk about the theory with a theory of psychology, and then once you run your experiment with your hypothesis, you can go back to that and you can edit it. That's why we had a theory, we ran the experiment, we might have to go back up and redo the theory based on the results that we had achieved. So next, the collection of data and report findings. I'm finding that this is being answered 2 different ways, and that's okay. Some people put the data from their actual experiment, and then some people put 6 questions that they could have asked, which again need to be dichotomous, which is yes, no. There's only 2 different answers. There's no gray area or anything like that. And then sharing your research. Briefly restate your hypothesis. That's not that hard, right? The method used. It's whatever method is used, but you need to explain that method and then use examples from your experiment to support why that method was chosen, right? So you need to explain 2 different things. And then summarizing the results, it doesn't just mean one sentence. It means summarizing all the results, including this is the test that we ran, and we take we out of it. This is the test that was run. Let me say it. This is the test that was run. This was the location. This is how many subjects. Here are the results. Here are the mitigating factors of what influenced or could have influenced the results, and then what can be concluded from the findings. That can be somewhat of a theory, but somewhat of your opinion without saying I. What I would include in there are those mitigating factors, things like we were working in a group, right? So you might say something like, this was a group experiment where not all elements could be controlled, including location for consistency, so those variables would factor into the results. If you need additional help with this, and I wouldn't be surprised if you do, because again, you had 2 days of research methods, reach out to me. We can Zoom, and we can work on this assignment for as long as it takes you to understand it, okay? I did put the due date Sunday, just like a normal Canvas assignment, Sunday night, but I am willing to work with you, and if I can't get to you this weekend, we can still work together next week as long as you provide something, right? So that we have something to work from. Reach out for questions. I am home today with my daughter because she's sick, so I took most of the day off work, so reach out, and if we can meet today, great, and if not, not tomorrow, because I'll be getting back to her. She's probably not going to school again tomorrow, so I'll have to relieve my husband. If you need anything at all, reach out. And last but not least, you're doing a great job.